So apparently this was originally built, this little bridge over the river was built as a toll bridge. Looks like it was, I thought it said it was for vehicles at one point, but now it's a pedestrian bridge. But it looked to me, I don't know what kind of vehicle you get down here. Seems like it would always be a pedestrian bridge. I thought maybe this was the old toll booth, but maybe not. Maybe that's what that building over there was, probably. Looks like this is just for the workings of it. People put their locks on the... I don't know why people do that. What does that mean? I guess it's a way to leave your mark. Anyway, so yeah, this used to be a toll bridge. I wonder what that factory was over there. It's kind of neat. It's called the 2-cent bridge. So I wonder how much it used to cost back in the day to cross this bridge. I'm gonna guess 3 cents. Probably 3 cents to cross the 2-cent bridge. What do you think? Sounds about right. There's kind of a dam over there. Some waterfalls. And they have a walkway, kind of a park area over there. It's kind of neat. Oh, look at that lock. It's like a bike lock. Pretty cool. And I didn't have to pay anything to walk on it. Good deal. So apparently in 1775, Benedict Arnold was commanding 1,000 troops or 1,100 troops, and they came up the river. They were going to attack Quebec City, and he stayed. This was his headquarters. This house here was owned by the Colburn family, and he stayed here while they built, or they built a bunch of smaller boats to go further upriver to attack Quebec, attack the British. So I guess that's when Benedict Arnold was still one of the good guys. I don't really know a lot about Benedict Arnold. All I know is he's famous for being some sort of trader. But these are the old buildings built in 1765. So they're a little bit in disrepair, but I guess for being as old as they are, they're not too awful bad. They're trying to, looks like they're raising funds to restore them and preserve them. So it's kind of cool. Look at all these model ships. Pretty cool. Can't imagine all the time it took these guys to build this. Some in there. Crazy.
Every 17 days, ultimately producing 82 destroyers. Since that time, more than 100 warships have been built by Bath Iron Works. The total number of ships constructed here to date, including commercial ships, totals more than 425 vessels.
So this is all that remains of the last of the clipper ships. This one's called Snow Squall. So it was built in, let's see, what year? 1851 built in over by Portland, Maine. And it sailed the seas, hauling all sorts of different goods. Here's a model of what it looked like. So the section you see there is just a tiny piece right down here. So you can see just how big it was. It would have been. It was sheathed in copper and zinc on top of the wooden timbers. Pretty cool. This is all that remains of the last of the clipper ships. There's the remains of an old fort there. Here we are at the beach. There's the Atlantic Ocean out there. Looks like there's a lighthouse way out on the little island out there. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yep, lighthouse. Some people are swimming like crazy. Beautiful day out here. Let's go tour that fort. What do you say? So there's another old fort up here. Besides the other one that's down by the shore. I think there's 3 artillery batteries up here. I wish there was a person standing down there for scale, but that had to be one heck of a big old gun that was there. Aimed out, looking out over the bay. To give you some perspective, there's that lighthouse out there. I don't know if you can see it through the trees. That's where that island is with the lighthouse. So I'm sure at the time there was nothing cutting the view, but they could defend the bay from here with some sort of big artillery. There's one of them right here. Looks like there was another gun placement here, and then they get up on top of the hill. There's another one up there, another battery full of ammo and stuff. We'll take a walk up there and see that one. So here's the other battery up on top of the hill called Battery Holly, and it had another gun placement here. I don't know if there's another one on the other side or not, but here you can get kind of an idea how big those circles were where they mount those guns, because you can see the steps where people would walk up there and the size of the door there. So there were some big guns on there, big booms. So looks like there's a tower up ahead too. Let's go see if we can get up there. So this is inside the battery, one of the batteries. They would have kept the ammunition and powder or whatever down here. This room here is super dark. I don't think I can film in here at all. You can't see nothing. Well, not much. Super dark, but this is pretty cool. You can just walk right in here. So, come back outside. Oh yeah, there's another gun placement over here. And there's the tower. Let's see if we can go up there. Nope. I'm going to say they don't want you in there. But I bet they got a pretty good view from up there. So, I don't know, looks like the trail might go further here, but I don't know if there's anything else down there. I think this is it. So, pretty cool though. Guess I'll head back to the bike. You can just about imagine the horse-drawn teams bringing ammunition up here and delivering them to each of these batteries. Unloading ammo in here. This one's kind of cool. I just peeked in here a second ago. This must be like a little office area in here or something. They hung out. Fireplace in the corner. Nice cozy little room. And that's probably where the guards stayed. Just waiting to shoot their guns if need be. And this other battery, it's got a little office room too with a fireplace back there. Pretty neat. I bet you the kids like to come up here and party. What's in here? I think these are just empty rooms. Ammo rooms. Yep. So in case anybody wants to look this up later, if you'd like to come visit someday, this place with the big artillery batteries up there, where it was called Fort Baldwin. And it's right across the water. Right across the beach from the other fort, which is through the trees there. That's called Fort something starts with a P. Can't quite remember. Google it.